How the heck are you supposed to run a business during the coronavirus? Recent studies have shown that there's a massive disconnect between business owners and their employees. Do you really understand what's important to them? Do you know what they need? Do you know what they want? Today, I'm going to break it all down so that you can have the most successful business possible. This will help your employees elevate emotionally. There's got to be a simple formula that you can teach them, that you can even try on yourself, and I'm going to give it to you right now. I know firsthand as a business owner that when it hits the fan, everyone can run crazy if you're not bringing really good leadership. And the reality is there's often a disconnect between what a business owner is thinking or an employer and what their employees are thinking, especially when something as dramatic as the coronavirus hits. Right now, it is affecting every aspect of life. And so I wanted to actually seek some expert opinions and share some ideas with you on what's really happening in the real world so we can bridge the gap in this disconnect. Aaron Marino, two-time Shark Tank alum and YouTube star on running a business during coronavirus from CNBC, was interviewed and basically said, your business is not going to thrive if you are a mess emotionally.
Oh, don't cry, are you?
Aaron went on to say that business owners need to look for opportunities where they have not looked before. And by the way, if you're an emotional mess, you need to find a healthy way to manage that stress and anxiety. And I would go further to say that your employees need that outlet as well, as in like maybe a random Nerf gun war with your entire team. Most people, clients, and especially employees will never really understand some of the stress load that business owners have to deal with because everyone sees the success, as Aaron says, but they don't realize the struggle. They don't see the sleepless nights. Bottom line, his advice, you have to be willing to get uncomfortable. One of my all-time favorite mentors, Tony Robbins, the giant, taught me during one of the most critical moments of my life that your happiness, my happiness, it is directly correlated to the amount of uncertainty that you can comfortably live with. And that's not natural. Most of us desire a comfort zone. But he says if you can learn to be comfortable outside your comfort zone, you're going to be happier. And I would add that your success in your business during coronavirus is probably going to be correlated to understanding the gap between what you want for your business and what your employees want. Business Insider basically did this massive survey and they wanted to know, what are US workers expecting in their office to change post-coronavirus? And they basically came up with the top 8. Check some of these out. They expect positive permanent improvements, including an increase in hygienic practices. Like that was one of the most important things to them. But more importantly than that, 55% of them expect to have more opportunities to work remotely. Meaning, hey, we've proven that we can successfully work from home. I gotta say, my entire team works around the world, some of them. They work in different states, but even the ones that are locally here, we have developed a heightened level of trust in their ability to literally hit their KPIs, hit their numbers, but have the flexibility to work from home. It's awesome. That is going to change the world. That's going to change commercial real estate. That's going to change retail. 41% expect more frequent communication from leadership. That means that the employees are actually enjoying the leadership that they're getting. By the way, are you connecting with your teams? Are you connecting more frequently with your employees? This survey is telling us that they are wanting it, they're expecting it, which means you really have to have your stuff together so that you can be in the right kind of headspace to build confidence and hope for a brighter future. Listen, it's a fantastic article. There's a lot of other things to focus on, but here's the one that shocked me. Almost a third of all the people expected better mental health support. And think about that. They're not talking about their physical health. They're talking about what it has been like during coronavirus to be sequestered or to have to work from home, or they can't get out and have dates or necessarily go to restaurants. They're looking to you for mental health support. And what I want to do right now is I want to share with you the most intelligent things that you can do to help your employees raise that mental health so that they can love their job, love their work environment, and love their life amidst this chaos. 2008 taught me so much about this because when that Great Recession hit, in the next 5 years, I helped my investors make over $100 million. but I was often surprised at some of the mental weakness that would erupt from an untrained investor. As in, they're buying houses, they're going up in value, and they're earning cash flow. But sometimes like the idea of, oh no, I have debt would like mentally bombard them. And sometimes they would want to get out of a perfectly good investment. I'll never forget sitting down with this couple that had bought 2 homes that had gained like $200,000 in value. They were making $600, $700, $800 a month collectively. And they sat down with me and said, oh, Kris, we're so nervous. We're so worried. And I said, why are you so worried? Everything's going great. I know, but the debt, Kris, if we could just, I don't know, I think we should sell these. I think we should pay them off. The debt is just bothering us. And I said, you know what? Let me take them off your hands. I'll buy them from you right now. And they said, no. And I said, why not? And they said, Kris, we got great cash flow. They'd gone up a couple $100,000 in value. I said, then stop complaining, make a different mental choice, and be good with it. This debt is making you money. So listen, in the workforce, in this environment, in this world we live in, it's really easy for people to allow a mental distraction or negativity that is constantly flowing in from the media to get in our way of our own happiness and our own success. So much to the point that Forbes actually put an article on this exact topic, how to be positive in a coronavirus world. From positive emotion springs happiness. And focusing on positive emotion is certainly a lot more than smiling. It's actually the ability to be optimistic despite your situation. It's actually viewing it constructively. Forbes goes on to actually talk about finding your purpose, writing it down, refining it, defining it, sharing it with other people. And what it does is it gives a powerful driver to achieving your goals. So how can you do this as an employer with employees? You should be focusing on allowing relationships to come together or do activities that can allow that purpose to express itself. I mean, listen, whether it's a random Nerf gun war.
Apparently somebody was hiding behind a baby.
Oh, got your leg! I got your leg! Go!
Or getting together, my team, they'll play Mario Kart or kickball. Bottom line is we get together. In fact, we even have a culture committee now. And what they do on a regular basis is they plan free lunches and activities where the team can come together, because what we're really doing is helping them adjust their overall emotional support level. We want them to be happier. We want them to thrive. We want them to know that no matter how long it's going to take to get rid of this coronavirus world, we're going to be happy now. But frankly, you're going to need something far more ninja than, hey, let's throw an occasional party and have some fun. There should be a moment where you can get together with your team and give them specific information and content that really helps them learn how to manage a better emotional state. Because guess what? 1/3 of them are expecting it. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to teach you some of the most ninja information. Someone in your company, if they will watch this part of the video and they just literally train what I'm about to share with you, this will help your employees elevate emotionally. And it's this conversation of what are beliefs? Because the reality is, beliefs are nothing more than ideas. They're opinions for the most part that either make us happy or sad. Think about, for example, a tree, right? Before you can have a tree, you got to plant a seed and it has roots. And those limiting beliefs or positive empowering beliefs, they're nothing more than roots. And all trees grow and ultimately bear fruit. So for example, help your people understand that some of the thoughts that they have are negative, some are positive.
Didn't believe in myself enough. I'm gonna try again.
And depending on what they're choosing to believe in will determine the fruit or the results of their life. For example, I've gathered for you the top 30 limiting beliefs after having surveyed thousands of people. This is what we've got inside of us. We pick this up in childhood, we reinforce it in adulthood, and most people inside secretly and privately are struggling with ideas like, I'm not good enough, I can't do it. I'm not worthy, I'm not worth it. I'm too old, I'm too young, my body can't do that. I don't know enough, I'm not special, nobody loves me. Now, these are many of which ideas that kids have. But guess what? If you believe that as a child, you will believe that and as an adult. And if you've ever watched an adult become unglued and have a temper tantrum like a child, it's likely because they are literally thinking and believing these ideas like, it'll cause family drama, I don't deserve it, I can't afford it. By the way, coronavirus right now, I can't afford it. What if I lose my job? They are worried about their job security with 40 lost million American jobs. which means what are you doing to help create assurances for them as best and as honestly as you can for how you and your company are tackling the real world. They're struggling with nobody's gonna help me. I'm alone in this. Where's your leadership as an employer? It's never been done before because maybe you're asking them to do something they've never done before, or we've got to hit bigger numbers if we want to stay in business. I'm not strong enough. I don't have enough energy. A lot of people are worried about that. Right now, everyone's becoming hypochondriac. Everyone is becoming OCD and washing hands like crazy. I don't know how to do it. I'm too busy. God doesn't want me to. Nobody cares about me. Does your team know that you care? Are you giving them evidence that they're alone or that you're right there at their side? Are you giving them that added communication? I can't change. Change is hard. By the way, guess what coronavirus for a business owner is all about? Change. It's all about pivoting. And if you're not helping them pivot with you because they're scared of it, guess what you're going to have? Friction. When what you're really trying to create is a frictionless environment. I'm scared. It's not my nature. Nobody listens to me. Do you know how many of your people actually don't think that you listen? And it's not because you're not doing a good job. I want you to understand this is just what's in there by the time you've hired them. No one listens to me. I'm stupid. I'm too fat. There's too much risk. It'll take too long. So if this is what's in their head, what can you do about it? Well, in a training, you can expose it. You can have them get honest. You can have them ask, listen, which of these apply to you? Don't raise your hand. It's too private and personal for most people, but take note of it. What I want to do right now, though, is I want to give you the formula for how you can eliminate these limiting beliefs by having them consciously choose into empowering ideas. And what this does is it emotionally raises the roof so that they'll be happier in their work environment and they'll feel more connected to you. They're going to be a better employee and we all win. Aaron Marino said it. If you're an emotional mess, your business is not going to thrive. So I'm actually talking about you and yes, your employees, but with or without coronavirus, there's got to be a simple formula that you can teach them that you can even try on yourself. And I'm going to give it to you right now. I call it a simple breakthrough process. It's 4 steps. You can take anyone through it. The first one is simply to identify an old belief. I gave you 30 of them, right? You could ask and survey which of these beliefs is most negative for you. And then all you have to do is identify and know what it is. And then how you get leverage on it is by evaluating the cost of that. If I believe this idea that I'm not good enough, does that motivate me or unmotivate me? Does it make me happy or does it make me sad? Like, we don't consciously think about this. That is what's so powerful about this process, is taking the opportunity to really evaluate that idea. Does it take money out of my pocket or does it put money in my pocket? Does it help me feel good? Does it help me feel bad? Does it strengthen my relationships or does it hurt my relationships? If you think about it for a moment, you'll probably collect some pretty rapid evidence that that's a really sucky idea and I have no idea why I've been believing that. Doesn't matter. Let's change it. Step 3, you need to create a new belief. If the old one is I'm not good enough, and if you now have an abundance of evidence that says, yeah, that's a really stupid idea, then you got to replace it with something different. Might be I am good enough. Is it really just that simple? Well, the 4th part is I call it beast yourself. It means actually get into an emotionally positive peak state or think about a really happy memory. And as you're thinking that thought, connect that emotion to that idea, I'm good enough. And believe it or not, just knowing the idea and connecting it emotionally positively, that is actually the glue that makes it permanent, especially with practice. Sometimes we look at those successful business owners and think, wow, lucky sperm club, they've got it so easy. Everything just happened for them. You and I know the truth. The road to success is paved with all sorts of booby traps and problems and sleepless nights. It's difficult, hard work. That's why I designed this process. In the last 10 years, I've actually taken myself through 5,000 documented belief breakthroughs, literally evaluating and finding, hunting down all of the ideas that have been screwing me unconsciously and then intentionally, consciously swapping them for something powerful. Now listen, I know I just shared a lot in a very short period of time. I've documented all of it in this book, Limitless. It's an Amazon bestseller and it's yours entirely for free. You just got to cover the shipping and handling. Use this as a manual to train your teams. Use this as a way to elevate your own personal life. Thousands of people have read this book and use this to literally intentionally create a better life up here, affects the emotions. And then when it hits the fan and life gets hard, they're more amply prepared to tackle it. By the way, pick this book up for your entire team. Use it as a happiness manual. Listen, I work with thousands of entrepreneurs, investors, people that want to better their lives financially. And guess where I always start? I start with mindset, because at the end of the day, it's mostly all psychology. Coronavirus, it's going to be here for a while, which means the emotional problems are going to compile. It's up to you and I to have a game plan to do something about it. I've given you a solid one today. I hope you'll take me up on it and actually see just how much it can help improve your company. Hey, thank you so much for hanging with me, watching this video. This information will help you on a personal level. It'll certainly help us all on a business level. Most importantly, we will conquer this coronavirus thing no matter how long it hangs out. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you do like it and then hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.